Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the ancestors past, present and future. Welcome to you, your guides, my guides and the universal energies. Entertainment only, and welcome to 2026. Oh my goodness. Okay, we will just ease quietly into the year and see how it's looking before we get too excited. Okay, what I want to have a look at in this particular video, there's a lot coming out at the moment. It's almost like there's this wrap up that's happening before you guys launch into this, well, before we all launch into this new year. And we're very fully into the this era of ascension into this new spirituality. Well, it's not new, we've always had it. It's just a rediscovery of our spirituality and our balancing of our yin and yang, our masculine and feminine energy. Okay, I am posting a lot in my posts section. If you go to Meister Tarot under any video, click on that or the pink circle. It'll take you to the main page. Go into the post page and have a look in there because I'm only on every second day at the moment. And there is a lot of information coming out, one of which is the deposition by Jack Smith. I've posted on there both a link to the written version and a link to the video version. The video is about 8 hours long or something. So I'm actually going through the written version because I can scan and read through a lot quicker. And boy, oh boy, aren't they trying to discredit and personalize the prosecution case against the Orange Twerp. And when I say they, I'm talking about the GOP. I haven't actually gotten to the bit where the Democrat reps like Jasmine Crockett, etc., are asking the questions. I'm still ploughing my way through the GOP section of it as well. And boy, oh boy, did they not like the court order that was put out to get the phone numbers of Congress members and who they called. Now, there's not with the phones themselves weren't recorded. The phone calls weren't recorded. It was simply a who did you call and when, and who called you and when, and how long the call went for. Boy, oh boy, they are pretty upset about that. So what I might have a look at, I'm going to use the Smith-Waite Tarot deck. I don't have a lot of my decks here. I didn't bring them over with me. Had to sort of, do I take another jumper or do I bring all my tarot decks? And I think bringing another jumper was the best choice. But I'm going to use the Smith-Waite Tarot deck, and what I actually want to have a look at is I want to have a look at the volume 2 of the special counsel report, which is the stolen documents case. I feel this is the one that is going to be significantly important because this is the one that is going to show treason. Now, really interestingly, I can't remember who did the reading on it. Might have been Dr. Jennifer Lisa Vest, or it may have been, goodness knows. I tend to watch Lena Rodriguez, David from Tarot by the Bay, Dr. Jennifer Lisa Vest, Denise Knight Divination, etc. Brought up that the election stealing, finagling, whatever you like to call it, is very much linked to the release of the Epps files, because the Epps files not only show the underage carry-ons that happened, they also show the financial implications as well, and the money laundering, etc. So there were many people, and as I split the deck, you've got the Lovers, which is about contracts and agreements, and you've got the Ace of Cups, which is about relationships. But it's also about a cleansing of the relationships and then an oversight of the contracts and agreements that were made. So very much it is the election finagling was very much about keeping the the agenda to keep these relationships secret, but they are now coming out. and it's very much, I keep getting it's the money trail. But that's not what I want to have a look at. I want to have a look at tomorrow, 2nd of January. Aileen Cannon has to address the 11th Circuit ruling to unseal Volume 2 of the Special Counsel's report, which is the one about the documents. And then we've got the Page of Cups. The old, sorry, don't mean to give you the finger there. The something unexpected coming out of left field, but it's also about the talking to the stinky fish in the cup, trying to get advice. To me, this is very much about behind the scenes advice that Cannon is trying to get. So let's have a look. Well, okay, first of all, I'm reading the deposition. I will admit I'm a little bit biased. Jack Smith's deposition to the Judicial Committee. It feels like the to the Judicial Committee. Yeah, they've got their instructions, not just from the Orange Twerp, but from further afield. And isn't it interesting how the Orange Twerp, every time he goes into a meeting with Ukraine, he has to take a phone call from the Kremlin. Now, I know it claims that it's Putin. I don't even think that Putin is actually still functional and still around. But he takes a phone call from the Kremlin to actually get the talking points. I am going to have a look at something in regards to Ukraine in a moment. But yeah, despite all the international intelligence saying there wasn't a blade of grass disturbed at the Putin manor house, whatever you like to call it, his stronghold, the Orange Twerp is ranting that it had been attacked by drones. But I'm talking about the Intel Committee here, and I think what's happened is you've got the devil, and the second card is the strength, the compassion, the strength. Can also be shutting up the Orange Twerp, but uh, those that are on the GOP Judicial Committee, they're chained to this energy. They're chained to this energy, and then we've got the Six of Swords. Moving forward, but trying to stay undercover as well, legally moving forward, or potentially fleeing because there is a tower moment coming. So what I want to have a look at, how is the release? I was actually really surprised. Oh, look, I put it back randomly and there it is again. I think this might be card of this particular reading. Moving forward with the truth, but trying to keep certain elements hidden. But the information that's coming out with that Knight of Wands is very volatile information that's coming forward. I want to see how the release of the deposition is going to be analysed and received, reported in the media. Let's have a look. And then I want to move on to the Aileen Cannon Volume 2. But let's have a look. The deposition that Jack Smith made to the Congressional Judicial Committee, how is that going to be received and reported? Okay, now there wasn't a lot redacted from the report. When I read that it was the redacted version, I'm like, oh man, I was expecting pages and pages of blacked out. But no, it's just some certain names that were blacked out, which I was a bit disappointed with. I mean, you know, if they're there on the Judicial Committee, they should have their names known. But no, I think what's happening, the signifier, I think this is very possibly, there are things that the Judicial Committee would like to be kept hidden, but to me, this is more about Jack Smith backing up and standing firm on the documental information he's got. He is a seasoned prosecutor with 30 years experience. He's incredibly skilled. He knows what he is doing and he knows what he's talking about. So this is, for me, this is very much standing firm with the documental, factual, traceable evidence that he has got. challenged by the Queen of Cups. So there are things that have not yet been revealed. He could only answer the questions that he was asked. As I said, I haven't got to the second half or the second questioning that was undertaken by the Democratic representatives. But there was a number of things that were kept secret, were kept hidden. He was only allowed to answer in regards to what was already public knowledge. He wasn't allowed to release anything that was classified, comment on anything that was classified. Apparently, he's lost his security clearance. Gee, I wonder why, from the vindictiveness. But yeah, there was stuff that's not been revealed, but I think it was hinted at. And it is making the investigative journalists, the real ones, look a lot closer at what was not said. Okay. The energy that this deposition, this hearing is sitting in is Three of Wands, the conclusion, but then watching the ships head out. So Jack Smith, he has all the information. The investigation was brought to a conclusion. It was ready to go to trial, but it was prevented from going ahead due to certain judicial elements, and the ships then headed out to sea. It may be information that is overseas that will be brought forward here, but let's see how it goes. Okay, we've got the Fool card, the beginning of a new journey in the past. So is this foolishness going off a cliff while the dog was barking frantically? Or is this a new journey that we are on in uncharted waters? I think it's actually both. So we are right now in constitutionally uncharted waters where political weaponisation by the GOP prevented the cases from going forward. They always project they're claiming that the Democrats used the weaponisation, and it wasn't. It was the GOP. I mean, the GOP controlled the Congress from January of 2022, from what I understand. 2022? Was it 2022? Or shortly thereafter. But we've got, the Fool card. Uncharted waters, but also this trying to give the warning before going off the cliff. It's in the past. The warning wasn't able to be given. Right, crowning the thread in the Knight of Cups. What is public knowledge was offered up again. Again, though, it's what is not being revealed. Okay, so we've got this infighting in the immediate future. This may be a demand for the rest of the case to be released. Infighting about how to go forward. Now, notice the house got dismissed fairly quickly by Johnson. A couple of weeks prior to when it was supposed to be dismissed. I don't know whether the house is actually even going to come back. I did a reading on it and I severely doubt the house will even be brought back. But we've got this back and forth infighting. So I'm asking how it's going to be received and will it be reported? I'm getting this as a demand for more information and it going round and round in circles as freedom of information is being lodged and pushed back on that, etc. Okay, end of an era, legacy, how's it going to be received externally? It is very much about oligarchical money, but I think this is more about an end of an era in regards to the oligarchical power. But it's also the documents here. The documents are stuck on, the information is stuck on this side of the portal. hasn't passed through. So, okay, thank you. Love it when my guides come in. They're telling me all the documents are stuck on this side of the archway with the decrepit old king not being able to be passed through into the future going forward, because there are moneyed interests that are trying to protect themselves internally. Those that have feathered their nest, those that don't want the information to get out there. You've got the peregrine jessied and hoodied, which means it cannot fly, trying to keep the information under wraps. Okay. Hopes and fears, the voters. Absolutely, they do fear the voters. They fear we the people. But there is also a hope that going forward this is brought to an end and the information is released. Okay, the outcome, big stick moment, new plan, new messaging. I think it's going to come out. Bruised and battered with the back up against the wall as they present this information. It's going to expose poor choices and attempted cover-ups. I'm not going to be able to get all of the information, but there will be enough that will bring this era to an end. And we've got the treason, heartbreak, loss card. Oh, on the bottom you've got the steel, the death, the moon, the walking away, the hidden agenda about what happened in the past that's going to lead to legal restrictions and downfalls. Now, as I'm reading this deposition, the haranguing that is going on in regards to the phone number records, not what was included in the calls, is been going on for pages and pages and pages, attempting to discredit. It's not going to go down well for the GOP and those involved. You've got here the steel. Now, the very last card I got before the 5th of November 2024 was this card. Downfall of the orange twerp, dawning of a new day, and those that were invested in this energy, the steel and the orange twerp, are going to pack up their bags and pretty much quickly leave as secrets are revealed, hidden agendas are revealed of what's gone on in the past because of potential legal action and jail time. Now, I've never gotten that the orange twerp will see time in jail. I've actually don't even see him being prosecuted. I think he will be taken out by his own health before that actually happens. But those around him, those that protected him, will find themselves in big trouble. Now, I keep getting 10 years, 10 years. I think it's going to take about 10 years for this to all fully come out. But it's, okay, not liking what is being offered. And we've got, so 3 cups standing here, but 3 cups spilt here. When I'm talking about the deposition, that's the publication of the deposition that's come out, I don't think it's going to work in the GOP favour. They're trying to keep something covered up and reject it. This is the one cup that the Queen of Cups was holding, but the lid's been taken off, trying to not reveal, and it's actually not going to work for them. What they do reveal is going to end up in this loss position for them. Okay, let me have a look in regards to Cannon. Oh boy, and then they're ducking for cover and fleeing. Yeah, do not be surprised. Okay, Aileen Cannon has until tomorrow. 2 of 5 and a 7 has popped out, and then we've got the abuse of power and self-sabotage on the bottom when I'm talking about what's going on. Now, I was mentioning Cannon. I think this is actually in regards to Cannon. I don't think this is going to go well for her. I think the 11th, because then we've got the Sword of Truth, and then we've got the Fool card, trying to keep something under wraps, but whistleblowers are coming out about connections with the devil and the government, from which she had feathered her nest. Yeah, this is not going to go. I don't think this is going to go well for Canon. These two popped out, and then that was the next card. So I think she's going to find that the 11th Circuit are going to overrule her. There's going to be pushback, but it's going to be seen as abuse of power, betrayal, self-sabotage, which is not going to wear. So let's have a look. How is the 11th Circuit going to rule in regards to Aileen Cannon? Because apparently the Orange Twerps ordered her. Oh, something being offered up that's going to reveal some secrets. You've also got the going off the lunacy. Okay, tomorrow being the 2nd, well, my time, it'll be another 20 hours in the US, or 15 hours in the US. Expect the Orange Twerp to be, or whoever has got using his untruth social, to be absolutely going ballistic. The narcissist, the moneyed, the Orange Twerp within his narcissist behaviour. It's very much how dare they attitude. So how's the 11th Circuit going to rule? This Canon has until tomorrow, gee, that come up quick, to give a please explain as to why Volume 2 should remain sealed. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. How is the 11th Circuit? Gosh, I'm feeling a really tense tightening in my stomach, like a sickening feeling. How are they going to rule? Okay. I think they might rule in favour of the voter here. End of an era, the celebration, end of the dysfunctional family. The challenge being doesn't want to. Attempted delay. There's almost like claims of what I've put out is enough. What's out there is enough. I don't want to. Why should I? It's a sulky, petulant feel, this card. Okay. How's the 11th Circuit going to rule? Right, there's that Queen of Cups again. There is information that has not yet been revealed that is connecting, very possibly connecting to the January the 6th case as well. But the energy that it's stewing in at the moment is you've got this female energy trying to keep a lid on this cup and doesn't want to let it out, doesn't want to accept letting it out. Okay, in the past, gosh, look at all these cups. I mean, I know it's the Temperance card, but she is pouring from cup to cup, trying to spin the story, trying to create some alchemy, trying to produce something that is not there out of what is. And if you have a look in the background here, where this sun is coming up, this is the road that leads to the Death card. The two pillars of wisdom are here, this is the sun that you see on the Death card coming up between those two pillars. So this is in the past. This is trying to protect. This is alchemy. This is trying to create something out of nothing. But the road does lead to the ending there. Okay, crowning this reading. Two of Pentacles. Oh, jeez. This is money laundering. This is selling documents overseas. This is trying to juggle to keep it secret. I don't think she's got a leg to stand on. How's the ruling going to go? Because this is about documents that were sold overseas. The Hanged Man might be some sort of pause. I mean, there's Russia on the bottom there. The immediate future. Looking at this very closely, might be a pause in the judgment here, in the 11th Circuit ruling, as they are examining the information. but it's going to come out really quickly externally, and there's going to be demands for it to come out as well. But I am getting this is a quick card, this is fast acting, this is a lot of information being dumped. Externally, internally, there is Jack Smith himself, the King of Swords, hopes and fears, there's that death card. And there is, see that sun rising between the two pillars? It is the same sun that is here in the Temperance card. Hopes and fears. First of all, the death of the orange twerp, which will not pause the case. It will not dismiss the case because there are others involved. And it's bigger than the orange twerp, but the hopes and fears. It'll bring about the ending of him. Oh, goodness me, if you couldn't get any worse. How are they going to rule? The Tower card. I think they're going to rule for it to be released. The burden of the information that comes out. And then we've got the Ace of Wands, the big stick, new beginning. And then the Ace of Swords, new court cases, new prosecution, but massive truth that's going to be coming out. You've then got the Queen of Swords, and then you've got the Chariot, the military, as treason is revealed. These cards cannot speak any clearer. They cannot speak any clearer that there was treason that was undertaken. The only money card that's come out, but there was treason and the devil. Oh my goodness. The devil and then the Wheel of Fortune. Everything changing. Everything changing in regards to the government. And I think this is like I've always said, this is huge. Then the blame game starts with that Five of Pentacles. On the bottom, we've got the Empress, the Russia card, information coming forward that's really quite and then you've got the Judgment card, a collective awakening, a big klaxon siren, contracts and agreements, money trails, oligarchs, and it all leads back to the White House. Some sort of announcement coming from the White House. This is going to be, I've been saying for a long time, the documents case is going to be huge. I think the 11th Circuit is going to rule in favour of them being released. May not be tomorrow. Gosh, look at the sunshine. Sorry, I've got the sun shining on me. Believe it or not, the sun's actually shining today. Yeah, tomorrow. Huge. Huge. This is the one that's absolutely going to take this administration down and out. And as I poker shuffled them back in and split, we've got Jack Smith and we've got Russia. Okay, and that's going to lead me into my next reading because apparently the Russian Doomsday Radio is currently playing Swan Lake. Russia, abuse of power, walking away, betrayal, self-sabotage. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I shall talk to you shortly. What a year it's going to be. Catch you shortly. Bye-bye.